All right, you bet. Obviously, going to the fourth quarter, 14-13, and in a fight, and so tip of the cap to USF for fighting, but also, there's many things that we look at that are things we got to definitely clean up. We talked down in the locker room about learning the lessons about the things that didn't go right, but also understand if we just keep fighting, good things can happen. And in the fourth quarter, staying away from the penalties and turnovers, it's amazing what can happen. And so defense did a nice job forcing some field goals. And just as we went through the game there in the fourth quarter, I think those were key, So us scoring touchdowns and finishing drives other than the fumble, which was certainly unfortunate. Again, a lot of things we need to clean up. Guys have got to do a better job when they make a big play. You got to tuck it away. All the things we work on, all the things we discuss, going to be, a lot to learn from. And so excited about the challenge, the opportunity, because that's what this is. And I think you need games like this, and this isn't a wake up call or nothing like that. It's nothing like that. It's just just keep raising the standard. I think this game last year was an important one, that propelled them last year, and it'll probably be the same thing this year. That's my hope.
Thanks.
Questions?
Let's start in front. Left, Chase. Right here.
What are some of the things that you do in practice with ball security, limiting turnovers, and is that something that'll be more of a focal point this coming week?
Yeah, I mean every day there's something, but Tuesdays is a big time priority. We start the week off with that, and there's other things. I mean, it is we talk about the ball as the program, and how important it is taking care of it, and also getting it. And so really we won't have to raise the level of how much we stress it, because we stress it significantly. And so it's guys just learning, that when you make a big play, there's people behind you, they're chasing you, they're coming from all angles, and we got to do a better job being conscious of that. And just guys got out of their game a little bit, and got a little loose with it. So we'll watch on film. I don't know exactly how the fumbles were created, but a lot of the things we talk about, I think, are what happened.
Yeah, I don't think we saw Elijah Pritchett on offense until about 6 minutes left. What went into him not playing until then, and kind of then inserting him at that point?
Yeah, he had he got last game just a minor ding, and we were trying to get through it. He didn't practice much early in the week, but practiced Wednesday and Thursday, and so was ready to go. Probably worked a little bit more on the left side, and we felt good, after the week was we've gone through the week that that we were just going to roll with what we had with Book and Gino, but he was ready to go. He could have started the game, and we were just trying to hold on as long as possible. Just try to keep him 100% healthy. He got through just fine tonight, and I think we're going to be in better shape offensive line wise going into next week. So it was a little touch and go there at some points during the week with a few different guys.
Jump to the right side, so Katie. Start right up here. Yep, thank you.
Just kind of building off that, how did you see the offense shift and change in that final 6 minutes when he came in the game and kind of things opened up?
Yeah, it was just not having penalties, not being behind the chains. You guys saw it too, and it's hard to call a game. It's hard to overcome, second and long, third and long situations. And so, we had to learn some lessons the hard way tonight. There's no doubt about it. 2 touchdowns that are called back, because of holding calls and obviously the turnover inside the 5-yard line. But, when we didn't hold and we were, move the ball forward, good things were happening. But we have to be able to do it on consecutive plays over and over and over again and have sustained drives. And so, last week we probably didn't get put in that position to where we had to sustain drives, right? We were explosive. The ball was down the field. Guys were making huge runs. And so, that mindset, has to kind of carry over from this week to next week in an understanding that we have to grind the ball grind it out every once, grind it out. It can't just be explosive plays. And with that comes, executing. And there's other things too that we certainly can be better on, things we can help Jalen out with. Jalen, I know how he is. He's going to put it all on himself, and that's the way he always is. But there's other things we can do to help him out. Sometimes they're kind of on the borderline of a missed assignment. It's just guys not executing and helping him out as well as they could up front. The skill guys, it's a whole team effort. On offense, every guy's got to execute. Everyone's got to do their job for it to go clean.
Go to Mike on the left side here.
On some of those penalties, I think we saw you get a little bit heated, with the officials. Just for us that haven't watched you, over the years, just how often does it happen, and what were you seeing on some of those that was getting to you?
Yeah, they obviously saw, and I saw some things too on why they called stuff. There's other things I felt, and when you get into where it's that tight, now all of a sudden everything gets called tight, and so I get it. It's just, I'm just trying to make sure kind of that everyone's held accountable, and I got to hold my guys accountable when we aren't executing and doing the things. And there's a lot of calls that, most of them we were holding, we were doing things that you can't do, and we got to clean up our part of it. But just making sure that the things that I saw also that I was addressing, that I wanted them to make sure they kept an eye on.
Got a few questions in the middle. Start with Steven right here.
Coach, on the touchdown run, Jalen Milroe, just saw the passion and how he's fighting to get in that end zone. What does he bring this offense from that perspective, his passion as a running back?
Yeah, he's just really quiet when he doesn't like to say too much, but when he gets a chance to touch the ball, we see what can happen. And you don't get to see it a lot in practice because it's different tempos. The scrimmages, we've seen times where what you saw tonight, him getting loose and making those guys miss. I love the cutback. He did it early enough to where really, there wasn't a lot of chance for the defender to make a play. So he's explosive. He can run inside. He can run outside. Did a nice job all around. And I know he'll take it super hard too with the one turnover he had there too. So he's got a fire in his eyes, and he came back. Wanted the ball, and that's what I love about him. That's what I love about a lot of our guys. They want to get back in there. They want to get back in the fight and go help the team.
Let's go to the back of the room, Mario.
Coach, towards the end of the game, there's a couple times there were some momentum starters, I would say, for momentum with Ryan Williams having that big touchdown catch, and then also, too, with Jalen Mbakwe stepping up with that big kickoff return. I guess to have those guys be so young and make plays like that when it's really needed, how impressive is that?
Yeah, a lot of new faces, young, and even some just guys coming into this program that have really helped us out. And the foundation is still all the guys that have been here. They understand the standard. They understand that, and the leadership down in the locker room, whether it's halftime, whether it's the end of the game, holding each other accountable, including themselves, but also, showing that, hey, we can be better. Look what would happen if we just played our game and did our job and did it the right way. And Ryan, and the catch that he had, I love that. That Jalen has enough confidence in him to rip it out there and let him go make a play, because there's a lot of options on that one play for Jalen. He can hand the ball off, he can throw a little perimeter throw, and he can also throw a hitch out there. And he chose to go to Ryan with the hitch and identification, being on the same page. I love that he trusts, Ryan in that moment, when we got to keep the chains moving. We're looking to score, of course, but Ryan coming through. He's done that a few times now, obviously, and those are just the steps that I love seeing. Bach stepping in when we needed a return, and doing what he did. That was really key. He just unfazed, hopped in there. He's very confident. We've got a lot of confidence in him. Unfortunately, obviously, Cole went down and he was ready to go.
Time for a few more questions. Start on the left side of Tony.
What did you see, or what did you think of Tyler Booker's move to left tackle? And then he's so good at run blocking from that left guard spot. Do you feel like you guys kind of were limited in that move, or, in some of your consistency in the running game?
No, I think wherever he's at, we're really good. I'm sure he's going to look at it and learn a lot about playing tackle, just with the number of snaps he's played in his career, versus guard. And, didn't worry too much about him at all. I think a lot of it is just the number of reps that they've had together, and it was just pretty much this week for few practices, and it showed. It showed that we weren't on the same page with different things and different calls, and so they got to tighten that up. But Book certainly provides a punch and impact wherever he's at. When he's inside, it's just the firmness of the pocket, the run blocking, the push off the line of scrimmage. It's strong, And when he was outside today, I didn't really worry too much about a rush and on a one-on-one. I thought he looked really good in practice. I was excited on Tuesday when he took some reps there, and we rotated a lot of different groups or multiple groups of guys at different spots throughout the week. But he looked good there, and I was very confident going into tonight with him at left tackle.
Jump to the right side, Charlie.
You mentioned a couple minutes ago when Cole Adams went out. Just do you have an update on where things stand with him?
Yeah, he just had an arm injury, and I would say we'll have to see, exactly where that's at, just the extent of that, I didn't necessarily see, and I didn't even realize it was his arm until he kind of got up. I thought it was something in the lower leg, but we'll kind of see where he's at throughout the week. But unfortunately, I mean, he was, I think, more just frustrated that he got hurt than it was maybe even the pain that he was going through. But I'm sure it didn't feel good.
All right, last question, Ryan. Here in back.
Coach, the way your team finished tonight, what does that say about your team? What have you learned about your team, and how does that carry forward to the next week and weeks ahead?
Yeah, I'm not going to ever question. I told them this. I'm never going to question the want to. And the way they practice, they practice hard. The energy, in the locker room before the game. I mean, they wanted to go out there and I felt like there was a lot of guys straining out there. It's a word we use a lot to make plays, to finish. Sometimes we're straining too much, and we got to understand that you can't make that push in the back, or you can't tug the jersey in that split second of a hold. And those moments were the ones that cost us a lot of momentum, a lot of big plays. And so, in the locker room, we talked about learning from it, and there's some great lessons on learning that if we just stay in the fight and we just keep playing and live to see another down, it's amazing what this team can accomplish. And so, remember this time when it was 14-13. I believe that's what it was, and you just kept swinging, you just kept playing, and I'm proud of that. That's what it's going to take to win some close games, even if they're not pretty, because all wins aren't going to be that way.